We continue right here. It is the Jake Asman Show as we come at you coast to coast on Sports Map Radio affiliates nationwide. And I am pumped up about our next guest to help get you in the right mindset, get you in the mood for a Super Sunday between the Cincinnati Bengals and the LA Rams. He's been on the show before. He is the host of America Ninja Warrior. The great Akbar Gbaja-Biamila joins us right now. Akbar, great to catch up, man. Really appreciate the time. And I know every time we have you on, it means there's a big game coming up on Sunday. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Jake. Man, this is big, man. This is big for Los Angeles. Jake, I remember back in the 92 season, it was 1993 Super Bowl when I was just a kid. I think I was in the sixth grade or something like that. And they invited the elementary kids out to come out, or middle school. I was in the seventh grade. And we set up for the halftime show in the stands because Michael Jackson was performing at the halftime. And I mean, just to be here was such a big deal. And I only said yes to help set up at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena because I was hoping to see Michael Jackson at some point, and never met him, but I was hoping to see him. But all these years later, to be able to have the Super Bowl back in Los Angeles is just, you can feel the energy, you can feel the vibe, you can feel people just buzzing about the big game here in that beautiful stadium at SoFi Stadium. It's going to be big. Now, look, I wish it were, my Raiders, but it's all good. The Cincinnati Bengals beat them early in the playoffs, and they showed why they're here at the Super Bowl, man. It's a pretty exciting team.
You're in LA. You've grown up in LA your entire life. What do you think it means for the city to get the Super Bowl and obviously this incredible stadium that was built for an event like this?
Well, this is huge, especially, coming off the pandemic. Look, it's no secret to anyone that it is extremely expensive to live out here in Los Angeles. And the pandemic it decimated everyone, right? And in Los Angeles, I'm just speaking from this point because I live here. There's so many small businesses that folded, or businesses who've been struggling. And when you get a juggernaut like the Super Bowl that rolls into town, over $250 million has been spent in the local area. People, like, from visitors coming in, restaurants are thriving again, communities, little small shops are thriving. So this is really a big deal on that front. And then I think it puts LA back at the center stage where, LA likes to be at the center stage. It is the city of stars and cars. And you've got the Lakers, you've got the Dodgers, and now we have the Rams, and the Rams, I support all teams, LA, even though I am an LA Chargers guy. So in LA, you got to choose one. You're either an LA Clippers fan or you're an LA Lakers fan. You're either a Rams fan or a Chargers fan. But I'm pulling for the Rams in this because it means so much to the city to be able to get a Super Bowl in that SoFi Stadium in the first year that it hosts the Super Bowl.
Akbar, what do you make of like the Rams making it once again to the Super Bowl? I mean, they haven't been in LA since they came back for that many years. Sean McVay comes in, he's in the second Super Bowl in the last 4 years. Do you think the Rams are potentially developing a fan base that we might not see right away, but generations from now, this run they've been on is going to help bring in new fans going forward?
Yeah, because you know what happens, just like I was like, people think that I'm a Raiders fan because I played for the Raiders. I actually was a Raiders fan before because I grew up in a time where if you had the starters jacket, NWA had all the Raider gear, Eazy-E, like that was the era that I grew up in. But oh, by the way, they were winning, and Bo Jackson and Bo Knows. And so it left in my mind that I can only be a Raiders fan. Like that, I grew up that way. What the Rams are doing now is they're influencing in a whole new generation of young kids who are finding sports, and they see this and they go, whoa. Like when you find that team when you're young, you tend to stick with it for the rest of your life. I mean, I'm never going to leave being a Lakers fan. I don't care how good the Clippers ever become, if they become good. You're like, I'm always going to be a Lakers fan. And so I think what the Rams are doing now is just trying to cement. It was kind of a race. It was an arms race between the Chargers and the Rams as far as who could win the city's heart. And I think right now, I got to say, I think the Rams are leading the charge and winning that race.
You're a former NFL player, but also you're the host of one of the most popular shows on TV over the last how many years? How many seasons have you guys been hosting American Ninja Warrior now?
14 years.
Crazy.
Yeah. This is my 10th season.
Wow. So let's go back to season one that you were a part of, your first season on the show. Did you ever imagine you'd still be doing it this many years later?
No, after my first year, it was such a disaster. I mean, I still cringe when I go back and watch my very first season, but it was a necessary learning experience for me to be able to grow. And in television, I think you know this, that it's not promised you get picked up for another season. Every season that we finish, it's never promised that you're going to get another season. I even have to tell my wife that. I'm like, hey, babe, I don't know if I'm going to come back next year because I don't know if it's going to get picked up. And, I can only say it's been by the grace of God that, I've been able to do this now for 10 seasons. This is the longest job I've ever had in my life. And it has been such a magical, magical run. We're coming back for our 14th season. And, the other day, a kid hit me up on social media and it got me teary eyed, man. Jake, I was teary eyed. He goes, dude, I'm 21 years old and I just need to let you know you were my entire childhood. I fell out. I go, oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
I guess I'm getting old, but it makes you think about that. And just so I feel extremely blessed and privileged to be, a part of a show and a franchise like American Ninja Warrior that has really kind of changed people and the way they see sports. Like the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl, but American Ninja Warrior has its own relatability that so many people can connect with. And, that same connectability landed me on with my new job with CBS doing the talk, hosting the talk. And it's been the gift that keeps giving. It really has. It's been the gift that keeps giving.
When did you realize that, you were connecting with an audience, right? That kid that comes up to you and says, you have grown up watching you. Like, have you ever realized that you connected with so many fans across the country? What has that kind of been like for you, doing the show for as many years as you have?
It's wild, and I think the wildest part is, I've been known for my Akbarisms, the things that I say on the show, and so when I'm going out and somebody yells, I see you," or "Shana na, Shana na," you're like, oh, you know what I mean? You realize that you've kind of put this out there, and people have received it in such a way. So it is still very humbling to me. It's humbling. My wife always gets on me like, you should just embrace it. I'm like, it's still weird to me, and I think part of me is probably because of that underdog spirit. I wrote a book about it called Everyone Can Be a Ninja, the underdog path to success, and keeping that underdog mindset. It's the same type of mindset that Joe Burrow plays with, right? Even though he's won, a Heisman and national championship, and maybe, I don't think so, maybe win a Super Bowl.
Let's talk about your show. I mean, this is brand new for me. First time I've gotten a chance to ask you about it. Host of the talk on CBS. What has it been like? And take us through how that came about.
Well, that's been amazing, to be able to have a seat at the table. This is, the talk has traditionally been an all-woman cast, all-woman hosts. And this year, season 12 of the talk, I started back in September. For the first time, two men have been a part of, are now a part of the conversation. Myself and Jerry O'Connell. And what started off as an audition or as a guest hosting thing ended up into an audition that turned into just an absolute blessing to be able to have that. It's not lost on me too, to be on two networks and to be able to have that type of relationship. Television's come a long way. And it is, to me, just a powerful, powerful show. We have changed the landscape of daytime talk. Whereas, I think people have been so used to this polarizing belief that, if you don't believe what I believe, you're trouble, you're canceled, or, I don't like you, I'm going to send hate tweets. Whereas we've really embraced the motto, first of, we have true chemistry, but then we really believe in something that I share personally, which is conversation over confrontation, right? You can have a conversation without being confrontational, and you can have differences of opinion and not be confrontational. It's like, hey, look, this is what I believe. This is what you believe. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it. And so I'm hoping that that continues to be contagious, and people start to embrace that.
You're here on behalf of Experian. Tell us all about Experian. You've been doing great work with them for years.
Jake, man, this has been the best, like relationship ever because it really does speak to something that means a lot to me, and that's being able to help people, especially in the financial space. And Experian has been so committed to really being able to help people save money by building their credit, and also too now they've just joined and have launched an auto insurance. So there's Experian auto insurance. I hope they make me their hype guy, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
They
There's
should.
so many dope insurance commercials. I want to be the new auto insurance guy for Experian. I might even ask them to make me allow me to make the tunes because you got to have the tunes and the jingles with the insurance company, right? Because my kids know all the jingles, so
That's right.
I want to do the jingle too. So I want to be the hype man and the jingle guy for Experian auto insurance. But no, in all seriousness, they really are committed to helping people save money. Like I said, in the auto insurance space, but really, when you look at what we've done in the past, you look at Experian Boost. They allow people to boost their credit score. So if you feel like your credit score is good and I'm okay with it, I'm competitive. This is the most competitive week in all of football, right? This is it. And this really taps into the competitive spirit. Experian Boost allows you to self-report your utility bills, your streaming services like Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus. You can self-report that, and it allows you to boost your Experian credit report. Now, they also launched Experian Go. Jake, this is revolutionary. This is the first of its kind. Experian Go helps those who are credit invisible. Credit invisible people who don't have any credit history whatsoever. And this allows them to start right now so it allows them to get an Experian credit report immediately by going to Experian Go. And when you get Experian Go and you get Experian Boost and they're right there and you utilize them together, 90% of the people who utilizes the Experian platform, it allows them to get their credit score to about, if you've gone from having no credit, like I said, you can get the credit within minutes. You can get your credit score to about 665, having zero credit and then moving right into the credit space. And that gives you access. And I think that's what's important. People always thought, well, how do you save money by having good credit? Well, you have high interest rates. You're going to pay a lot of money for borrowing money. You're going to pay unnecessary fees for no reason. And so Experian is really trying to cut that down, trying to cut that out and allow people to be able to have access so you can have equity. And I think that's important to me when you look at 50 million Americans who are credit invisible. 1 in 5 are African Americans, 1/3 are Hispanics, and that Hispanic Americans, and that they have no credit whatsoever. And to be able to start getting credit so you can move forward, to me, that's a touchdown.
Akbar, I know you're going with your Rams on Sunday, but how about a score prediction? Is this one going to be close, or you see your team you're rooting for running away with it?
So here it is. You might want to like sit back, hold on to your seat. I've got the Los Angeles Rams, the city of stars and cars, beating the Cincinnati Bengals 42-21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blowout.
Yep, blowout. Yep.
Okay.
And I think it's going to start off with the Bengals coming off hot. I think the Bengals are going to score the first touchdown. They're going to be so hot and they're going to simmer down. They're just going to simmer down.
I like it. He's Akbar Gbaja-Biamila, of course, the host. You've watched him doing it. He said it here for the last 10 seasons of American Ninja Warrior, played in the NFL, the author of Everyone Can Be a Ninja, and also check him out on The Talk on CBS. Akbar, always a pleasure to catch up, man. Enjoy the game on Sunday, and I'll be rooting for your Rams. You've convinced me. I'm sold.
All right, thanks, man. You got to hit me up so we can work on the jingle for that Experian
That's
auto
right.
insurance. All right,
We'll
work on
work
that
on
jingle.
we'll work on the jingle as well. He's Akbar Gbaja-Biamila. This is Jake Asman with you. We'll continue right after this. You're listening to the Jake Asman Show right here on Sports Map Radio.